Hi guys, welcome back to Odori's Healthy Tasting Meals. How are you guys doing today? Good to have you here. So today I want to show you how I make this beautiful looking delicious peanut butter and coconut sugar baked chin chin. So to know how I make this, please sit back and watch. So for this recipe I use 3 cups of whole wheat flour. You can use oat flour if you want, but I'm using whole wheat flour, so I want to sieve it. I like sieving the flour before using it because some things that you might not see might be hidden in the flour, but when you sieve it you get to see all there is. So I'll be adding a 2.5 tablespoons of coconut sugar. You may use 3 because at the end of it might still taste very good. So I use 2.5 tablespoons, and I'll be using a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt. After that, you mix it properly. I mix it properly to make sure everything is properly mixed. So if you want to use egg, if you're not a vegetarian and you want to add egg to this, you can still go ahead and whisk your egg and add to it. Okay, so it depends on what you want. Sometimes I still use egg. I'm not a total vegetarian, so but I just kind of do selection and make substitute to healthy recipes. So instead of the regular butter, I'll be using peanut butter. I use 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. You cannot actually know how full it is. Just use the quantity that is okay for you. Let it just be 2 tablespoons, so that it doesn't get the flour to be too oily and make it too very longer to a kind of bake. But just get that 2 tablespoons is okay. All right, so with that, your spatula will not mix it properly. It's your hand. Make sure you mix it until everything is fully combined with the flour. Okay, so the next thing I'll be adding is my water. I use a cup of water. If you still want to use milk, like I mentioned, okay, if you're a vegetarian and you don't want to use the egg, you can use maybe almond milk. It's still okay. Almond milk or peanut milk or some of this plant-based milk can still add some softness to your chin chin. So but this I'm using just water, so I added it little by little to mix it and make sure it is very much incorporated. So the dough is coming out very fine. So here is it. It's now a kind of malleable to touch, like you can fold it to any shape you want. And here is it. I'll be transferring it into my baking pan. You can do the cutting on a plain surface, but I just want to do it straight into my baking pan. And for the baking pan, you want to sprinkle some flour on it so that it doesn't get too sticky to the pan. Here is the dough. I use my oil grizzled roller to try to roll it out. Flip the other side, sprinkle some flour up and down, and also continue rolling it out. If you do this on a plain surface, it will be a very bit easier for you, but on this pan it was a bit difficult when it was getting to the edge of the pan, so I have to use my hand to press it out. So here is it. After that, I used my knife. If you don't have cutter, fine, your knife can do the work for you, but if you have your cutter, you can go ahead and use your cutter. But with my knife, I kind of use it to cut it into this square shapes. I'm already feeling the aroma of this chin chin, to be honest. The aroma of the coconut sugar, the peanut butter combined together, it just gives this unique flavor that I was so much enjoying, and that was why I did not add maybe nutmeg or other flavorful ingredients to the chin chin, because I don't want it to interfere with the peanut and the coconut flavor. So it's just so amazing. Maybe you just give it a try and let me know how it turned out. But remember, if you've not done it before, your first result might not be as that very pleasant as you expect it. You can just give it another try. As it said, practice makes perfect. So with my hands, I want to kind of separate the parts, because they are a bit still stick to each other, and just separate them like this. Make sure they are all separated. At this point, I'm done separating it. So here is it, looking so beautiful and very flavorful. Yeah, so I'm going to put it in the oven to bake for like 10 minutes, and I'll bring it. Here is it, brought it out to flip it around, and at this point I want to introduce my paper. So you can add the paper at the beginning, but it was as if the oil or the flour is going to soak it out. But if you don't mind, you can still do that, or you do it at this stage. So after spreading it, you can still put it back in the oven to bake for more 20 minutes. Before you put it out, you can just check it time by time to see if it's called a browning, kind of still toast it around to make sure it's fully brown. But this part is optional, because I kind of sprinkle some coconut sugar on it to help it look a bit greasy, because when it melts on it, it helps it kind of give it this greasy looking. So I make sure that the chin chin takes part of the coconut sugar, and I put it back in the oven. And after 20 minutes of baking, we are done, and it's looking so okay, so very well baked. All of them are very well baked, just that some look a bit browny than other. When you're baking in the oven, you might not get this quantity, everything completely brown, but they are all baked. They have taken a good amount of heat, and they are so okay. So look at it, looking so greasy, so beautiful, and so soft. The taste is so unique. And another confident thing about this is you're sure you're not eating something that might cause harm to your body. This combination is so okay. So give it a try and let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again. Bye.